So shine, so shine, shine bright. So shine, so shine, shine bright.
Welcome to another episode in the Soul Shine Summit series. We are hoping that you're feeling the high vibrations and ready for this great new magnificent year of 2024 and beyond. Today, we are speaking with Tamra Oviatt. She is the founder of Sacred Activations. This came to her as she followed her soul and she followed the call of her heart. And now she's assisting all of us to use this spiritual technology and take it out into the world to make the world a better place, to connect each of us more deeply in our hearts and to the higher realms. Let's welcome Tamra Oviatt to this beautiful episode. Hi, Tamra.
Hi, it's so nice to be with you and everybody. Thank you for joining me and bringing me on again. I really appreciate it. I love talking to you. I think you're really amazing.
Well, thank you. Your work is really amazing. And what we're going to talk about today is a way that really is an empowerment for everyone watching and listening. We know that 2024 is this incredible year of people stepping forward in new ways of service. And you're going to talk about a program that you've got that absolutely fits right in with that. I love it so much because this is really a tool for people to use. And you've been doing this for a decade or more now. And now you're assisting others. You're like the teacher's teacher. And so you're
Yes.
helping others take this out into the world. These are sacred activations. So let's first start with, what are sacred activations?
I get goosebumps all over my body right now. Sacred activations. Oh my God. I mean, I did so many modalities and my friend Kat was reminding me the other day, you always said, you want to do it more, you want to do it faster, you want to do it faster. You remember telling me that, Tamara? And it's like, oh yeah, I do. And it's because before sacred activations, I was so frustrated. It's like I want it to happen like this because that's who I am. And it does. And it blew me away. I received these in 2012 in the Roslin Chapel in Scotland. I was guided to go to England. I only had $200 in my account because I was a self-employed healer and I was broke. You know what I mean? And but I went because I was guided to do this. So anyways, I'm sitting in the Roslin Chapel and I said, okay, God, I'm here. And I was told to go into the Akashic Records. So I went into the Akashic Records and I'd never seen anybody there before. I would just do readings to get information for people from the Akashic Records. And I saw this being standing there and I'm all, who are you and what do you want? And he says, I'm Lord Metatron. I'm here to assist you. So that's when sacred activations came to me. I was sitting in the pew and the energy was spinning around and it went into my body and it was followed up by all these golden seals. And when I was driving away, I heard, you're now crystalline, give these to others. So I went back to my B&B and I called all my friends on Skype and I said, oh my God, do you want these? This just happened to me. Do you want it? And they're all, yeah, yeah. So I'm giving the activations to everybody. And then it was time for me to go home, but I knew I wasn't supposed to leave. I knew I was supposed to stay. And so I emailed a friend of mine, or I didn't even know him really. He'd interviewed me, right? And he lived in London. So I heard or send Vincent a message that you're looking for a place to stay. So I did. And him and his girlfriend just moved into a flat in London. And they invited me to stay with them I was able to stay there for about 6 weeks. And this whole journey was so incredible. I mean, from going for $200 in my account, here I am now in London, and every time I needed money, somebody booked an appointment with me. and I was able to pay my rent and pay my way. You know what I mean? And and my 6 weeks was up and it was time to leave, and I knew I wasn't supposed to leave Europe. So one of my clients that I hadn't talked to in 2 years sent me a message and said he was in London and he wanted a session. So when I was doing the session with him, I heard, ask him if you can go to Spain with him. So I asked him, can I go to Spain with you? Because he was going to Spain for a couple weeks or whatever. I did a one-way ticket. And he's asked his wife, and his wife said, fine. So the next thing I know, I'm flying off to Spain with this man I've seen twice. And we went and stayed on this mountaintop in Spain we were there for about 6 weeks. And then him and his wife invited me back to London with him. And then from there, they introduced me to Glastonbury and Avebury, which is the heart chakra of the world. You know, Avebury and Stonehenge, that's the third eye because it travels, and it's all there right now. So they introduced me to this, and I went and stayed in Glastonbury for about 6 weeks. And then I went over to Italy for 3 months. And oh my God, I was alone. I wasn't speaking the language. And that whole time I had all these different masters coming in. They would show up and they were teaching me. And they were teaching me sacred activations, and I was receiving activations, and then they were telling me what they did. So all of this, until 2013, I'd never came up with my own activation. Everything was channeled. And so in 2013, I'm dyslexic, and I was trying to write. My son says, I'm so sorry for you, Mom. That's horrible what you go through. And he says, you do all this stuff to help other people. Can you do something to help yourself? And I went, God, can I do an activation for dyslexia? And I heard yes. And so I did it. And the next day I sent a message to my assistant. He goes, oh my God, what happened to your writing? I could understand you. And it was the next day after doing this activation. It just blew me away. So sacred activations, it's all channeled. It's all channeled. It's all information brought from source energy. It's all God energy. I've had many, many, many different masters come in. I've had aliens come in, and just angels, masters, whatever, elephants coming in and teaching me and giving me activations. And it's absolutely incredible. It does your sacred geometry. So the first activations were all sacred geometry activations. And I would see this lining up in people's energy field and their sacred geometry being repaired before I even knew what sacred geometry was. I was seeing these symbols and this energy around people, and I didn't understand it. And my host, and sorry, I'm going to bounce around you guys. My host in London, I was talking to him about him when I saw, and he handed me this book from Mizdak, the Flower of Life book. And I opened it up and I saw the Tree of Life symbol from Sacred Geometry, and I went, oh my God, I'm doing that. So here I was doing sacred geometry activations and having no idea what it was. I could not have come up with this. But like I said at the beginning, I was so frustrated doing all these other modalities. I would get some results, but I wouldn't get the results I really want, and they weren't like this. So, but after this, with the sacred activations, things started happening like this. I had people going in for surgery for breast cancer. They couldn't find anything. Same thing with uterus. I had people get off walkers from strokes. I've just had all these miracles happen. And beyond that, beyond the physical healing, the expansion of consciousness, which is what I really love, because it's just expanding us and creating this heaven on earth for us, through us. And it's beautiful. I'm sorry, Lauren, I'll let you talk.
Oh, I love hearing that story. I really do. And it's really helpful for all of us because I mean, the synchronicity, just the examples of the synchronicities that showed them to you, that was the path. And that is where you followed it and you were bold and courageous moving forward. And so I absolutely love, that you were in the frequency that you allowed yourself time to check out from the 3D world. as far as we know it, and go to another country where you don't speak that language. And I really sense that that is what allowed you to hear so well, to sense so well.
Oh yeah, I was disconnected from everything else but this for
Mhm.
months. I mean, I spent 8 months in Europe altogether before I went home.
I can feel there's so many that want to do that, wish to do it. And if they can't do it, it's okay because they can still transform their lives without that. But I just love your
True.
story. Thank you so much. And the magic of it, and you healing yourself of dyslexia. That's really important. The new children that are coming in, I hear this, I get asked this all the time. I'm getting chills now. Sometimes the new children that come in, not all of them, but some of them get labeled with ADHD or that sort of thing, or they don't fit the parameters that our medical society wants them to fit. If they learn to speak a little later or they learn to walk a little later, then they're labeled in that way. Do these activations help children in that
Oh,
way?
of course. Yeah, it's for all ages. And it's so simple. You just have to listen. That's it. You
You
just sit
just
there and that's
So
it.
I know some people would like if they have a child and they want to take it to a practitioner, but this is really like just play these things. And what's interesting is just listen, but for the most part, these activations are silence. That's what I love about it right there. So we can literally feel. Maybe some people don't always have to feel, but that's what's happening here. It's a vibrational, it's a frequency shift, isn't it? It's a download. Is that safe to say that it's an
It's
energetic?
a download. We're like a computer, and sacred activations are new programs for your computer. And to upgrade a computer, you have to clear out the old programs. So
Mm.
sacred activations works and clears out the old programs and deletes them and then installs upgraded programs. So it upgrades your programs.
All right, beautiful. I know that parents are going to find this very helpful as well, and that's just for those who listen to them, not even be the practitioner of
The
it.
children don't even have to listen. Only the parent has to listen. If your child's under 7, just listen. If the child's over 7, play it in the background or play it in the background while the child's playing. It's totally okay.
Wow. See, that's remarkable. And this is really good for practitioners to know. So for those who
Yeah.
want to make this a part of their service to the world, it really is wonderful because you're going to be teaching those who are interested in this exactly how to do it, how to make that connection, how to channel it, how to bring it forward. It
Yeah.
really is wonderful.
Well, you don't even have to learn how to bring it forward. When you receive the codes and the seals, you automatically know how, and you just need to connect and say the activation and it runs.
See,
So
that
it's not this huge learning curve. I didn't know what I was doing.
you
I
just learn.
had no idea. I've been learning over the years and learning really what I'm doing. I mean, this started in 2012, and I started with a couple activations. There's over 800 activations now.
Yes.
So the information comes in, you don't have to learn it. You just have to connect and say, okay, run Lord Metatron, and it starts running.
That is so beautiful. It really is. It's really remarkable. And I know that,
Yeah.
so it's not like a certification or a test. We don't need to do any of that. We just,
You are certified. You do get certified as a sacred activations practitioner.
good
But the test is you just have to do 3 sessions
on people.
on people. That's it. And
Okay.
because there's nothing to learn.
There's nothing to learn.
There's nothing to learn. There's really not. You receive all of what you need.
Mhm.
And then you just start running them. And then, of course, you're expanding and expanding, expanding. Every time you work with a client, it's also clearing your energies.
Wow. Okay. In a
Yeah.
moment, talk more about that and way and
Okay. Yeah.
okay.
It's incredible. It's the easiest, and excuse me to say this, most powerful, full modality on the planet. Everything it covers. it covers everything and everything for you to be absolutely amazing. And I haven't seen anything more powerful. And I'm not trying to be an egotistical ass, because I keep looking, is because it's like, I'm the manager of this, right? This came to me to manage. I am not the creator of this modality. I am so thankful to be in service and to be able to do this.
Yes.
So that's what this is. I can't claim that I came up with this. It was given to me. And like I said at the beginning, I didn't know what sacred geometry was. I had no clue. And
Yeah.
here I am talking to all these aliens and these masters. It's like, what is this? I mean, it was crazy. It wasn't my upbringing. It wasn't something I was looking for. 10 years before that, I knew you had spirit guides, but I'd never talked to one. So I started doing guided meditations, met my spirit guide, met angels, started teaching angel classes, and then started doing all these different trainings, which led me to Scotland to receive the sacred activations to bring forward.
Yes,
Really.
definitely doing the work. You were doing the cleanup work in your own life and learning
Yeah.
new skills. And that is exactly where many
Mhm.
people in this audience, many people watching and listening, that's where they're at. And in the past couple of years, we've seen it progress from what am I here to do? And then a low period of like, what am I really here to do? I can feel it, but what is it? And that's why this is such a great opportunity for people to utilize a tool like this, a modality like this, take it out into the world and help make the world a better place. And I think,
Yes.
we've been hearing that 2024 is that breakout year for many
I'm
people.
excited.
Mhm.
I am so excited about 2024.
Yeah.
It's really going to be amazing. We've been doing, I really think the planet's been in a dark night of the soul, and we're shifting all that stuff. And it's expanding and getting better and better and better if you look at that and not that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes.
It's so transformed. It's incredible. I'm so excited. I really am.
Well, we can feel your excitement and we're feeling it too. And so if anyone has apprehension, just feel into this excitement with us and know that good things
Yeah.
are happening. We do know it. All right.
Oh
So
yeah.
we are going to talk about your practitioner course a little bit more, but I have to ask you a little bit because as you were sharing, I was getting the sense that you know this, your soul knows this already. Yes, it was given to you. You followed the call of the action, the call of the heart. You took action on it, but yet, do you remember past lives about this? Like, have you explored that possibility that this is something like when you said you found Melchizedek's book about the flower of life? Do you recall being in Egypt or working with the geometry in past lives? Tell us your
Well,
thoughts.
the funny thing is, I believe past lives are past life programs that are plugged into our computer because we need that data to run the computer, and also things we want to learn. And I also think we have archetypes of different masters and stuff in our computer, because I experienced the life of Mary Magdalene, and that was one of my big past lives.
Mhm.
And I saw it, Lord Metatron took me into past lives of seeing that, and I kept seeing it and I kept fighting it. There's no way that could be me. What's this lie is being sent to me? You know what I mean? Because I didn't have the confidence that that's who I was. But then there's a lot of people that believe they live that life. So then I came to realize that they're programs. And just because you live the life of Mary Magdalene, you've got this program, and somebody else got another program of living Mary Magdalene with different events. How is that for interesting? So,
Very.
so one of my archetypes is Mary Magdalene. Another archetype I have is Isis. They're both in my programs that I have.
Wow, that really helps explain. So then the question, do we really live it? But no, so like when we are reading a book, for example, or something happens to us and maybe it's a spiritual teaching that comes our way, or we resonate with a certain master, which we could say would be our guide. But isn't it all us anyway? And so if it's all us anyway, different aspects of that
Yeah,
life.
when you're living in the 5D, when you've gotten out of the 3D world and you're living in the 5D, the masters all go away. The angels go away. They're just not there all the time because you're now plugging into the sixth, seventh dimension as your higher self when you're living in 5D. Because when you're living in 3D, you're plugging into fourth, fifth dimension, right? Fifth dimension is the masters. So, but when you're living in 5D, you're plugging into sixth, seventh dimensions. And so you no longer need the masters because you are the master you're speaking to.
Yes, yes. Okay. That helps explain so much better. And so for those, for those who have been on the journey a while and they say, wow, we hear this a lot. My guides have left me. What is happening? And they could be disconcerted by that. Well, that's actually good news or a good sign, isn't it? It's not just.
But it takes a while. That happened to me like 3 or 4 years ago. And at first I was freaking out.
Yeah, like,
because I was used to talking to everybody. But now it's just a knowing. But if I feel I need to talk to someone, well, actually, I go up to my higher self. I'm Shah from Arctus, and I speak to that level of me.
Yes, and that's where we're all moving. And wow, really important work for all of us to do is to make that connection with the higher self for all the answers. Because as we've said for years now, we know what we know within. And so with what's going on outside and the need for greater discernment, it's so beautiful that we can tap within for that and feel comfortable and confident with it. That's what you've done all along your journey. And this is where we have sacred activations now. You're the facilitator of it, and you're doing an extraordinary job.
Thank you.
We're going to experience a few sacred activations. Let's leave those for people. Do you want to talk first about the course, or do the? I'm sensing.
I would rather talk about everything and then do the activations at the end because they might not hear me after they get the activations.
Right. It's a good integration time. I love that idea. That's what I was thinking as well. So this is there's a 2 payment plan for people who need assistance in this way, but this is beyond just a course. This is a certification that will lead people into their own business. So whether someone already has a business and healing modalities that they are bringing in already, or if they're ready to take a fresh start, no matter where they are, this is perfect. And you're going to talk about the beautiful membership that's included and everything. So tell us more about this opportunity.
Absolutely. So who is this for? This is for a healer, a coach, massage therapist, or somebody that wants to expand on what they're doing, or they just want to work on themselves. We have people that take our classes just for self. But even if you've done all the modalities on the planet, add this in because you're going to find you're going to use it a lot. And in your practice, you can do what you do, and then you can do sacred activations. So it's not an either or. I mean, all modalities, whatever you're drawn to, do that. But I tell you, you should really add in sacred activations. Why? Because it's going to transform your life and your clients super fast, super easy. I've seen many miracles just in the first 3 activations, which are sacred geometry activations. I mean, they blow me away. But then we continue in clearing out belief systems and stuff. Because see, 95% of your life is ran by your subconsciousness, right? Only 5% of your life are you consciously creating. And then your programs take over and start running. Well, what sacred activations does is goes in and changes the subconscious programming, clearing out the fear, the anger, the guilt, the resentment, the not good enough, all those belief systems. It clears all that out. Plus it activates your sacred geometry, which lines you up with your higher self, your higher consciousness and source energy, and also heals the body. So, sacred activations covers everything. It's not just about an expansion practice, but it does. It changes your healing abilities with whatever you're doing. If you're doing hands-on or you're doing massage or whatever, or you're an acupuncturist or whatever, it's going to change your business because you're going to start including these and you're going to see the difference in your clients. And your psychic abilities and intuitive abilities are going to keep expanding because the sacred geometry activations expands your sacred geometry and your awareness and your connection to source. So in the first training is 30 different activations, and it's absolutely incredible and life-changing. And again, you can use that with any other modality, just don't do it at the same time, but you can include it in your sessions. Like I tell massage therapists, tell them, at the beginning or at the end that you're going to run some energy. And really, if you're a massage therapist, do it at the beginning, because that way that energy could be running the whole time. And the thing with sacred activations is, because see, it's just a program. We entered this program, right? And what happens is it keeps working for you and with you for days, weeks, even months. And you just listen to it once. And you notice over days, weeks, and months, you keep shifting and shifting and shifting. Some things happen like bam, right away. And then it keeps happening. It doesn't stop. I call it metaprogramming in the human biocomputer, because I saw that title on a book and I went, oh my God, this is what I'm doing. Metaprogramming in the human biocomputer, or metaprogramming is intelligent software where it goes in and deletes programs and then rewrites the programs to be better. So it's like IA. So these activations are like IA. They keep learning and they keep expanding in you. Not like maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't want you to think you're getting taken over by IA.
I love how you transpose the IA. It's AI, but you said IA, and we get that. And it's wonderful because it's you know what? We have a new word for that. It is conscious partnering with technology, or conscious technology partnering, right? Where it keeps expanding us. And so I love that. I really do.
Yeah. And that's what it does.
It keeps expanding us.
It keeps expanding you.
There's a relationship with it. There's a relationship with it, and it's for the good, and it's for the highest light.
The highest light. It can't be misused.
It can't be misused.
You cannot misuse sacred activations to hurt anybody. You cannot run activations on somebody that you think needs an activation. So you're going to, I'm going to run this activation on them. No, it won't work. And if they tell you, yeah, they're good with it, but they're really not, it won't run.
Okay.
They cannot be misused.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah. We are a free will universe. So, some of the questions about how this works. So for those who are starting out, they're going to want to know a little bit about, and I know you cover this in the course, in the program, how long is someone going to hold a session? Like if they open up the session, would it be a half-hour session? So how long? And then also, what would they charge? Do you cover these items as well? I mean, it's pretty much anything that people want. And I know that some light workers have an issue coming up with a price that values their work. Do you cover this in the course?
Activations for that in the program, so that will clear you. It depends on where you live, I mean,
right.
And how experienced you are in different modalities.
Okay.
On what you're charge for sessions what you feel is good for you. Don't undervalue yourself, because if you undervalue yourself, people aren't going to value you either.
Exactly.
So I would put, $100 at least for a half hour, $200 for an hour. Now you can book hour sessions, but you're going to sit and talk for 40 minutes and then you're going to run activations for 20, because 20 minutes seems to be as much as you can do before you take a break or you're finished with the session. And a lot of times, and sometimes when somebody's new to sacred activations, you just run 3 activations and then you hear that's enough, because that's enough for your client. and then you can reschedule. And I usually have my clients reschedule for 3 weeks
Okay.
in
And
between a session, unless there's an emergency. But if not, because they're expanding and changing and still clearing over those 3 weeks. And then when they come back, now I can do more activations. Now it's more expanded. I've noticed with people, if I'm doing a weekly appointment, it's like, no, come back in 3 weeks, because that's all clearing and I'm not receiving anything to give you for the next one. So we're just going to sit and talk. And to me, that's a waste of the client's money. I mean, to me, I value the client paying me, and I want to give them everything they get out of that. And my fee, I charge $1,000 an hour for sacred activations. But I move fast because I can move through like 20, 30 activations in a sitting if the client's ready for it. But sometimes the client's only ready for 3 activations, and that's all you do.
so let's talk about how the integration process goes with people. Is there, I know you train on all of this and it's all covered in the program. Will people, do they need extra support in the integration process, or does it naturally, gracefully acclimate them?
Thank you for the question, and that's a really good question. It depends on the client. Sometimes it's going to be really easy flow, and sometimes it's going to kick your butt. Sometimes you're going to be in bed for a couple days afterwards. But what's happening is you're upgrading really fast. When I got the first 3 activations, I heard this is going to take 3 weeks to integrate. And I just went, I'm done waiting. Remember, I'm this person. I said, I want it now. Don't do that unless you have time. I ended up sleeping for 3 days. I got out of bed and got some food, climbed back in bed and just did meditations and stuff. I didn't do anything else for 3 days.
You were literally rewiring yourself.
Yeah.
Probably neurologically in the brain and
Everything.
at
Oh,
the
yeah.
cellular level, just a rewiring.
Yeah.
Really good. It's
And
wonderful.
then I was totally different, So, yeah, my healing sessions and everything changed like this after those 3 days of sleeping. I was blown away.
Wow, what a
Yeah.
upgrade. What an upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
I know that folks with the healing modalities that they do, and I can see how this goes so nicely. And you said it is okay to use it with other modalities. Like, so for example, I do hypnosis sessions, and I could have used this recently with one. For the most part, people don't have a problem making that connection and being relaxed. But in one instance, there was a blockage with someone, and I actually ended up connecting with my higher self and the person's higher self, and the messages were there, and it was very clear and magical. But I could see how
Yeah.
this would be very supportive in something like that, because you said it's running the energy. So running an energy can help dissolve some of the hesitancies, the resistance, the apprehension. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And during your hypnosis session, if you're a practitioner, you can run the sacred activations energy, or you can run like the fruit of life activation while you're talking with the person. And when you're running that energy, it really helps the client connect more, because it helps their vibration to connect into that, to see more and experience more. And then also they're healing and letting go of things much faster.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So just from a quantum perspective, I want to help explain what goes on here, because oftentimes, we'll use high frequency music that helps the body
Right.
physically relax. Or we do what you say is an induction that helps the body relax, get out of the mind, more into the heart. But that's what the sacred activations are doing. They're running an energy that's doing that without us doing anything. And again, that's what I think is so wonderful about this. And is it safe to say that the medical world at some point will interface with this as people who have physical ailments start getting better?
When we've gone through that process of the planet, I mean, I have doctors.
Good.
Um,
Oh, isn't
yeah,
that so
yeah,
wonderful?
I have doctors, psychologists, nurses, just all different types of profession doing this. Yeah,
Wonderful. Wow.
yeah,
I can see school teachers doing it. Can you
yeah,
imagine? I just got big chills on that. School
yeah,
teachers or
yeah,
any
and therapists.
therapists.
Yeah,
You even named it body work, massage therapists, all of it.
yeah,
Acupuncturists, chiropractors, all of it. It's just so wonderful because it's the energy side of it and it's working on the subconscious level, like you said. And that's huge. That's where
yeah,
all the ailments begin, really. So
yeah.
really profound work that you're doing. Yeah,
Thank you.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's really incredible. And yeah. And I get to brag about it and say that without being an ego about it because I didn't create this. I'm the lucky one that I gets to bring it through and train you and teach you what to do. So
So tell us about the logistics of this program, because again, as you mentioned, there's over 800 activations and there's a membership program that comes with this. So it's not just come and learn and do this, but tell us exactly the parameters of what this course is all about and the certification.
okay, so what we're offering, Lauren, is the first level practitioner training. And with that, you get to do 30 activations, you get 30 golden seals, and trust me, they're really good. You get all the sacred geometry golden seals, and then you get activations to clear out anger, family issues, which are huge with people and sicknesses, and then also your belief systems about being a healer and being able to make money. I mean, there's so much in there. And it's a weekend training. It's 6 hours a day. And then you get the pre-recording of the last training because they're always a little bit different. And then you get the live training, and then you get one more future live training. And then you get membership to the Sacred Activations site on Facebook, where you can communicate and practice with other practitioners. And they're really, really supportive. And then on top of that, we're giving you a year membership to over 200 activations on our website. So, and that's a $2,000 value. So you get the whole year of that. You get the group to practice with. You get to join the live training. You get the last training we did. Plus, you get one more future training. So you get to do it again for absolutely free. It's all included. So it's a $4,200 value
Mhm.
that you're getting all of this. And it's amazing. It's so amazing. And so that's the beginning of your journey. And then if you decide to go on, we offer other trainings.
So wonderful, really supportive. And I love the way that you've set it up because that's how we learn when we get
Yeah.
used to, you know, at our own time, we can watch those recordings, but then we join for the live. And then we go out into the world as an experiential and we start experiencing what it's like. And that experience actually will bring up more questions that just help us fine tune our abilities. And so then coming to that next live training allows it to just be
Thinking even more.
the
Yeah.
crown on the crown on the crown where we are
I've
masters.
yeah. I have practitioners that have been with me since 2013. And did you know they make every training?
They love it and
Yeah.
it accelerates. It just
Because it
enhances.
keeps expanding and accelerating and changing. And then you meet people all over the world.
Mhm.
So yeah. No,
Wow.
I've seen some really good friendships happen. As a matter of fact, two of my practitioners that I certified, I think in 13 and 15 or something, I don't remember. But she just went to Australia to go hang out with them. They vacation together. So it makes me feel really good that I can connect these friendships.
Yes, I get goosebumps on that as well. It is soul family coming together.
Yeah.
And somehow, in a quantum way, as we do this, the soul, the higher self of each of us, when we sign up for a program like this, knows why we're there. And there's something magical in
Mhm.
the synergy of the group. So,
Yes.
wow, really cool. Okay. So we invite those who are watching, and if this resonates in the slightest with your heart, just a little tickle of your heart or a little enthusiasm that you feel, this is an incredible opportunity to move forward into this new year with this remarkable healing modality. Wow. I want to say as well, before we go to the activations, that you guys may have heard us talk about this before, but in my own life, I came into this life with a money issue. And Tamra and I, when we first worked together, she sensed that, or I don't know what she even did, but when we did this, Tamra, you activated me, and my life totally changed after that. And it really accelerated, and that was just on one little frequency level. So can we imagine all of this together? So no matter what anybody's dealing with, whether it's abundance or health issues or relationship issues, this clears our subconscious. It reprograms the subconscious, and it really is remarkable. And the beauty of it is there's no thinking mind behind it, as we're going to learn when you do these activations. It's totally silent, and then we just witness. So, with that, share with us what comes to you for our group today. Soul Shine audience, we're welcoming in this great new year. We're feeling the empowerment of this new year.
I am going to run a couple activations for you. I'm going to do the Lord Metatron. It's the first activation I ever received. It's going to activate anywhere from 12 to 18 strands of DNA. That's all that's really available on this planet at this time. And what it's going to keep working with you. So that's the Lord Metatron. That's also the Merkaba activation. And then I'm going to do the Christ consciousness, which is also the flower of life activation. And this is really going to help you connect in easier into the 5D and really help your intuition. And it's going to help you love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to do family constellations. So if you're having family issues, this is really going to help you change those. I've had people where father showed up that they haven't seen in 20 years, or children that they haven't talked to him for 2 years. They show up. I called my stepsister, who I hated, and left her a beautiful message after receiving this activation, and it blew me away. I don't hate her anymore. So, so it's
Powerful.
really transformed my relationships, and it just blows me away. Um, so those are the three activations I'm going to run for you. Okay. So the Lord Metatron, and again, the Lord Metatron is going to activate up to 18 strands of DNA, but it's going to work through you. It's not going to just blow you out. Okay. So if you're really 3D, it's going to bring you up a little bit, and then it's going to bring you up a little bit more, and then a little bit more. That's how it's going to work with you. And then the Christ consciousness, or the flower of life, which is 5D, it's going to help bring you out of the 3D world and help you love yourself. When I did this activation, I was on the mountaintop in Spain, and Jesus came to me and put his hand on my heart. And I was so like this about my body. I wore a one-piece bathing suit and stuff. And after that, when I went to Italy, I bought a bikini. I love myself. And I'm 62 and I still wear a bikini. So it totally changed me. So I want to run these with you guys. So this is how we do sacred activations. Just connect. And I'm going to start the Lord Metatron activation. Okay, we're moving into the flower of life. Okay, family constellations. And if those other activations are still running, that's okay. Okay, bring your energy into Mother Earth when you're ready. Bringing in peace, love, joy, and happiness. Okay, open your eyes when you're ready.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. There's such a deep peace. And what I find fascinating is for me, I know it's different for everyone. And these are going to continue to run at different lengths for everyone, right? Based on what we need. And there's
Yes.
one that's running. I can feel it continuing to run. I love how there's such a deep peace within me right now. And there's no work to do. I have to say that because it feels, before we did this, I'm thinking, oh, got to go make this right with someone. This makes it right. This energy makes it right. This is incredible energy work. So I'm going to allow it. Can we intend to allow one of these programs to keep running? For example,
They all do. You
they
don't
do,
have to
whether
worry about it.
we don't
Yeah.
have to worry about it.
No.
Okay.
There's nothing to do. It's doing the work, and it's, what might happen is some stuff's going to come up and it's
Yeah.
going to show itself, and then it doesn't have the same energy on you. And then when you see it, it just falls away and it doesn't come back and it doesn't repeat. So you're just seeing it's automatically transforming. There's nothing to do. It's automatically clearing that stuff.
And those who are sensitive may have felt a little bit of that. And again, the different feeling in each of those is remarkable in my mind.
Yeah.
I could feel that. I could sense it. And some may be not used to it and think, what just happened there? But this is not about the thinking mind. It is about the subconscious mind. So if there were flashes that come up for people, flashes of something, is that something to pay attention to?
No, it just goes away and it doesn't come back.
Okay.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Dross is gone and transcended and released, dissolved.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it doesn't come back.
No looping ever again then.
No.
Wow.
It could on a different level, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just run it again and it's gone again. Because the universe, we do this, right? We spiral up. So what bugged us here doesn't bug us here anymore. Now, maybe something else came in that's bugging us here, but then we just run the activation and we keep going, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. Well, all right. So everyone, thank you for joining in and thank you for watching. We really hope that you felt this, that you experienced this in the start of our new year. And again, when this resonates, when this tickles your heart in the faintest way, that's a good sign that this is for you. And if you're ready to take on a new opportunity and bring something new and forward to the world, you are supported by Tamra and her facilitation of sacred activations for you to take this to the world as well. Use it in your own life, use it in the life of your loved ones, and use it for your clients. Tamra, is there anything else you'd like to say about this opportunity?
If it resonates with you, do it. Really. So it's really amazing, and we're here for you. We're a very supportive group. Very supportive.
Come home to this group. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. You can scroll down right here on this webpage and find this course information and sign up. Get registered today. You'll get immediate access. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tamara, as we say goodbye, final thoughts?
Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Nice to see you.
Thank you too. We'll see you again. And we give you all of our love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
So shine, so shine, shine bright. So shine, so shine, shine bright.
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.